Hello everyone. So this video is part 2 of the lesson A Day in the Country. In the previous video we have read about our three main characters, that is Terenti, Fiocla and Danilka. In the previous video I told you that Fiocla was looking for Terenti as she needed his help to help Danilka basically to take out his hand from a tree. So a lot of storm was going on and they were going towards Danilka to help him out. So let's continue with the lesson. But at last they go into the Count Corps. So the Terenti and Fiocla are going to the Count Corps to help Danilka. The wash tree, stirred up by a gust of wind, drop a perfect waterfall upon them. Terenti stumbles over stumps and begins to slacken his pace. Whereabouts is Danilka? He asks. Let me to him. Fiocla leads him into a thicket and after going a quarter of a mile, points to Danilka, her brother, a little fellow of 8 with hair as red as ochre and a pale, sickly face, stand leaning against a tree with his head on one side looking sideways at the sky. So as they were going towards Count Corps, the wash tree, stirred up the gust of the wind, drops a perfect waterfall upon them. As because of the speedy movement of the winds, the water on the trees fell upon them just like waterfall. Terenti stumbles over stumps, so while he was walking he stumbles, as Terenti and Fiocla, they both were barefoot. Whereabouts is Danilka? So Fiocla leads him to the thicket towards the heavy forest area and after going a quarter of a mile points to Danilka. She shows him where Danilka actually is, her brother, who is 8 years old. In the previous video I told you that Fiocla is a 6-year-old girl with hair as red as ochre, so basically color which is between yellow to brown, or we can say red also, and between yellow brown or yellow red, okay, and a pale sickly face. His face, from his face they are saying that just like Fiocla, he is also very pale and sick looking, because weak, basically sickly faces that the kid is weak. Stands leaning against a tree with his head on one side looking sideways at the sky. In one hand he holds his shabby old cap, the other is hidden in an old lime tree. The boy is gazing at the stormy sky and apparently not thinking of his trouble. Hearing footsteps and seeing the cobbler is Terenti, he gives a sickly smile and says, "A terrible lot of thunder, Terenti. I have never heard so much thunder in all my life." So because of the storm, his hand was already stuck in the tree and there was storm going on, his attention was towards this storm only, and he was leaning on a tree because his hand was stuck. "And where is your hand?" asked Terenti. "In the hole. Pull it out, please, Terenti." So the boy replied. The wood had broken at the edge of the hole and jammed Danilka's hand. Because of the broken wood, Danilka's hand is jammed. He could push it farther in, but could not pull it out. Terenti snaps off the broken piece, so he basically snaps off means he took out and he removes the broken piece, and the boy's hand, red and crushed, is released. The hand is red and crushed because he tried to take out his hand but it was stuck over there. That's why the hand is red and crushed. "It's terrible how it's thundering," the boy says again, rubbing his hand. "What makes it thunder, Terenti?" So here also the boy's main concentration, we can say the whole attention is towards the storm only, not anywhere else. One cloud runs against the other. So he asked Terenti how the storm usually happens and why there is thundering, how it happens. So what actually makes thunder? "One cloud runs against the other," answers the cobbler. "The party comes out of the copse and walks along the edge of it towards the darkened road." So the party here means all the three members, this group. comes out of the copse. So they move along the edge towards the darkened road. Darkened road basically because of the rain. The road is darkened now. The thunder gradually abates. Abates means becomes less intense. So there is now less thunder, less intense thunder, and its rumbling is heard far away beyond the village. So the rumbling of the thunder is only heard far away from the village. The ducks flew by here the other day, Terenti, says the Nilka. So he has seen ducks flew from that place, says the Nilka, still rubbing his hand as his hand was hurt. They must be nesting in Gnilia Zemischa marshes. So, Fiokla, would you like me to show you a nightingale's nest? So, by rubbing his hand, he was telling about the ducks, that where the ducks were going, and now he wanted to show Fiokla the nightingale's nest, and before also he was taking out the eggs of the cuckoo bird for Fiokla and got his hand stuck. So that's why Terenti suggested, don't touch it, you might disturb them. Says Terenti, the nightingale is a singing bird without sin. He has had a voice given him in his throat to praise God and gladden the heart of man. It's a sin to disturb him. It is a sin basically to disturb any animal or bird, or in order to just for our self entertainment. It is bad to disturb them or to destroy them. So that's why Terenti told them firstly about the nightingale, that it's a singing bird and it is a gift given to the bird by the god. The melodious sound which nightingale actually have is given by God, and it is sin to disturb the bird and disturb the eggs of the bird. A bright patch of blue appears in the sky. So now the sky is clear, the dark clouds have gone, there is no storm anymore. Look, says Terenti, an ant heap burst open by the rain. They have been flooded. They bent over the ant heap. The downpour had damaged it. The insects are scurrying to and fro. Scurrying to and fro means moving here and there in the mud, agitated and busily trying to carry away their drowned companions. So they are trying to take away their drowned companions because the house of the, we can say, ant heap here means where the ants live, their house has been damaged because of the storm and rain. The whole house is filled with water and all the insects, the ants are out and injured. That won't happen to you. So drowned companions, so they are taking their drowned companions, they are helping them. That won't happen to you, says Terenti, grinning. As soon as the sun warms you, you will come to your senses again. So this thing will not happen to you. Nobody is going to take you as you are drowned or something. You are wet, nothing is going to happen. As soon as the sun warms you, you will come to your senses again. It's a lesson to you. You won't settle on low grounds at another time. So basically this thing is a lesson. Whatever happened with the ants, this is a lesson that next time you learn from your mistakes basically. So next time they will not settle on the lower ground. So any other person, whenever something bad happens to you, you never do that same mistake again. So you learn from this that there is no need to settle on the lower ground another time. So there is no need to repeat your mistake. They go on, and here are some bees, cries the Nilka, pointing to the branch of a young oak tree. Here we can say that there are a lot of bees are there on the oak tree. The drenched and chilled bees are huddled together on the branch. So they are chilled because of the wind and rain. There are so many of them that neither bark nor leaf can be seen. So there are so many bees that they are not able to see any bark or leaves. Many of them are settled on one another, and there are so many that some of them are settled on another bees also. That's a swarm of bees. So a group of bees is known as swarm of bees. So Terenti told them. Terenti informs them. They were flying from home, looking for home. They were flying looking for a home, and when the rain came down upon them, they settled. So as they were going looking for a home, as the rain started and it came on them, so they have settled on a place. If a swarm is flying, if a group of bees is flying, you need only to sparkle some water to make them settle. So same thing happened. Now if say you wanted to take the swarm, you would bend the branch with them into a sack and shake it, and they all fall in. And for example, if you want to take the bees with you, what you will do, that you will bend the branch first, on the branch as the bees are settled. So first you will bend the branch into a sack. In a bag, in a jute bag, you will put the branch and then shake it. So with the shaking, all the bees will collect in the bag only, and they all will fall inside the bag. Little Fiocla suddenly frowns and rubs her neck vigorously, because something happened on her neck, so that's why there was itching, and that's why she was rubbing her neck vigorously. That means in a very fast manner, we can say, and so just like some insect has bitten on her neck, so that's why she was rubbing her neck. Her brother looks at her neck and sees a big swelling on it. Hey, hey, laughs the cobbler. Do you know where you got that from? Fiocla, old girl, there are Spanish flies on some trees in the wood. The rain has trickled off them and a drop has fallen on your neck. That's what had made the swelling. So because of some Spanish flies, and as the rain has trickled on of them, so just because of the rain, they died, or we can say some drops have fallen, and because of the same drops have fallen on Fiocla's neck, that has created the swelling. The sun appears from behind the clouds and floods the wood, the fields, and the three friends in its warm light. So now the sun is there, so there is warmth, and this line basically means the sun appears from behind the clouds and floods the wood. That means covered the whole forest area, the fields, and the three friends in its warm light. The dark menacing clouds has gone far away and taken the storm with it. The air is warm and fragrant. There is the scent of bird cherry, meadow sweet, and lilies of the valley. So just like after rainfall, there is sunlight, there's bright light all over the place, there is fragrance of the flowers and herbs. That herb is given when you nose bleeds, says Terenti, pointing to a woolly looking flower. It does good. So by these lines we can say that Terenti knows a lot about nature, and he knows the use of herbs and every other thing whatever nature gives us. So he tells small little details about everything to Fiocla and Danilka. They hear a whistle and a rumble, but not such a rumble as the storm clouds carry away. So there is another sound of whistle and rumble, but that was not the same sound of the storm. A good strain races by before the eyes of Terenti, Danilka, and Fiocla. So there was a good strain going in front of their eyes. The engine, panting and puffing out black smoke, drags more than 20 vans after it. Its power is tremendous. The children are interested to know how an engine, not alive and without the help of the horses, can move and drag such weights, and Terenti undertakes to explain it to them, as they were eager to know about engines, that how engines are able to move without the help of as they are not alive and without the help of the horses, how they are able to carry and drag so much weights with them. It is all the steam's doing, children. So Terenti explains them that how engine moves. It is all because of the steam. The steam does the work. You see, it shoves under that thing near the wheels and it works. So he shows them that where the steam basically creates and how it works and how the wheels move because of it. They cross the railway line and going down from the embankment walk towards the river. They walk not with any object but just at random and talk all the way. Danilka asks questions, Terenti answers them. So as they were going near the embankment, there is a slopey area which is made up of, we can say, stones or by earth only with the soil. So they were moving and the Nilka was asking multiple questions and Terenty was answering them. Terenty answers all his questions, and there is no secret in nature which baffles him. So there is nothing like which confuses him, or we can say fascinates him. So he knows a lot about nature, all the secrets we can say of nature. He knows everything. Thus, for example, he knows the names of all the wild flowers, animals and stones. He knows what herbs cure diseases. He has no difficulty in telling the age of a horse or a cow. Looking at the sunset, at the moon, or the birds, he can tell what sort of weather it will be the next day. And indeed, it is not only Terenty who is so wise. Silenthislech, the inner keeper, the market gardener, the shepherd, and all the villagers, generally speaking, know as much as he does. These people have learned not from the books, but in the fields, in the woods, and on the riverbank. Their teachers have been the birds themselves. When they sang to them, the sun, when it left a glow of crimson behind it at setting, and the very trees and wild herbs. So now here our narrator tells us that Terenty, as Terenty answers all the questions, so he basically tells that all the villagers, they are not educated, they have not learned anything from the books, but they have practically experienced everything from the nature. They all know about horses, age of the horse or the cow, or the what herb cures the diseases, and they don't have any difficulty telling about the next day's weather by looking at the sun or the moon, or we can say the birds. So they are so much experienced just by we can say by practically looking at things in the proper way without reading and experiencing it directly. The Nalka looks at Terenty greedily and drinks in every word. Here means drinks in every word. He was grabbing all the knowledge. He was learning from Terenty. In spring, before one is weary of the warmth and the monotonous green in the fields, when everything is fresh and full of fragrance, who would not want to hear about the golden May beetles, about the cranes, about the gurgling streams and the corn blooming? So as Terenty was telling about everything of the nature, the golden May beetles or the cranes, the gurgling streams or corn blooming. So Terenty was telling everything to Nilka, and Nilka was greedily drinking every word. He was gaining all the knowledge what Terenty was giving him. We will do till here only. Let me know in the comment section that you have understood the lesson well or not, and if there is any problem you can write it in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good day.